Well, a very good afternoon to you all. I hope you're all good. It's Wednesday. It's the 3rd of July 2024, and we're here to take a look at the weather patterns and trends for the county of Kent. It's going to take us up to around about the 19th. We're going to look at those ensembles and just take a look to see if there's any signs of anything settled. Is it going to remain unsettled? Are the temperatures going to pick up? Well, at the moment, the story is that of the temperatures. We start where we usually do, taking a look at the central England temperature. And there we go. Look at that. June finished on 14.0, 0.1 below the long-term average. So we finally managed a below average month, but it was a close call in the end. That heat in those last few days really did bring that temperature up. It did recover, but not quite enough to get into the positive anomaly. And July, only a couple of days old, sitting at around about 14 degrees, 2 degrees below the seasonal average. So it is unsettled and it is rather cool. And if we just take a look at the current top of the hots, well, there you go, 21 degrees at Exeter Airport. 21 is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're in July. The typical average maximum temperature for this time of day at this time of year should be around about 23, maybe 24 degrees in some parts of southeast England. So we are below average. And if we just take a look at the anomalies, there you go. It's not just the UK that's struggling with temperatures this afternoon, several degrees below average. Many parts of France, Germany, many parts of Europe, right down into the Mediterranean, Italy, and even down into the Mediterranean towards Tunisia. So the air is cool. I think the only real hot spots that I can really find in Europe this afternoon is towards the eastern half of the Ukraine and down towards Portugal and western parts of Spain. And this is all really due to the fact that we've got a jet stream that's firing in from the Atlantic. It's not taking its usual path northwards towards Scandinavia. It's actually diving down across the UK, down across Central Europe, and that's bringing in this cooler air. And this is a situation that's likely to hang around for a little while. So no prizes for guessing what's on the scene yet. You've guessed it. There's low pressure just sitting its parent low just to the east of Iceland, with westerly breezes coming in across the UK down into Europe with a plethora of fronts. So this is the reason why it's so cloudy today. Tomorrow, if you're on Kent Premium, we have identified Thursday as the best day of the week. I still think that's going to be the case. So yeah, a ridge tomorrow, an improved day, but by Friday, it's another area of low pressure coming in from the west. This was the one that we spoke about that was possibly going to affect us over the weekend. I think that's going to get itself out the way before the weekend. And as things stand at the moment, well, the weekend, I think Saturday, isn't looking too bad. Mainly dry and bright with some sunny skies. But on Sunday, still the risk of some showers. And if you just take a look at this facts chart, there's a little trough showing in there. So it's possible that we will be experiencing some showers on Sunday. So we'll now take a look at the ECM's take on things, the projected rainfall sequence. Here is Kent down here. I think if you can just pick it up just to the south of London, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start running it through. This is from 6 o'clock this morning, so that rain and drizzle cleared out the way early, and today is a rather cloudy day. There's pockets of drizzle here and there just blowing through on that fairly fresh southwesterly breeze today. Move into tomorrow. So tomorrow, as I've mentioned, we're between the weather fronts, a mainly dry day, bright day, a little bit warmer tomorrow. Temperatures getting into the low 20s. But then by the time we reach Friday, there you go. There's that little area of low pressure that will be spinning up across the southwest of the UK later on in the day, bringing with it some rain and showers. I think the rain would have affected the far southeast in the morning with an improvement in the afternoon. And then by Saturday morning, that trailing cold front in association with that low pressure will clear us out the way into some sunny skies. So as I've mentioned, Thursday and Saturday aren't looking too bad as things stand. By the time we get to Sunday, there's that showery trough that's pushing in on that westerly flow, so perhaps not quite as nice on Sunday, but those showers could move through fairly briefly. There will still be some sunny skies on offer, but again, later on in the day, another area of low pressure winding itself up from the southwest approaches, brings the risk of more rain. Now, this next area of low pressure, just sitting to the southwest of the UK, could start to bring in some potentially warmer air. So although things will still be unsettled, there will still be wet at times, more of a southerly influence. And I think we'll see that next week. I think we'll find that the temperatures will start to climb somewhat. So by the time we reach Tuesday, things do become rather slack. You've got an area of low pressure sitting towards Ireland with southerly southwesterly breezes coming in, and just a chance that perhaps later on in the week, this is by Thursday, high pressure starts to assert itself more to the east, bringing in more of a southerly flow, a warmer flow. But as we've said, showers will never be too far away. And if we just go to the end of next week, well, there you go. Low pressure is pretty much on the scene. However, temperatures may well have started to respond a little bit better. Just before we close this out, we'll now take a look at the ensembles from the GFS, taking us right up to the 19th of the month. So you can see this week we are below par, aren't we? Struggling to reach 20 degrees on most days. But by the time we reach that 8th, 9th, there is a tendency for those temperatures to start climbing. So there could be one or two fairly warm days, middle part of next week, if that low pressure stays out to the west, if we keep that southerly flow in place between the weather fronts. So that's a temperature covered. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the precipitation, because I'm not promising anything particularly settled, certainly for the next, where are we, the 3rd up to the 15th. There are rainfall spikes with a lot of regularity. We see over the 5th and the 6th, that's that low pressure late Friday, the trophy feature that's coming through also on Sunday. And then, next week, there's still rain at times. So as I've mentioned, those temperatures will be starting to climb up. We'll just finish off by taking a look at the sea level pressure trends. It's in that area of low pressure over the weekend, which is giving us more of an unsettled day Friday, and again with the showers on Sunday. But although pressure does tend to rise throughout the course of the next week, it's never really climbing much above average. And as I've said in other forecasts, if you're looking for high pressure, you're generally looking for around about 1,025, 8,030. And then longer term, there appears, doesn't there, to be a bit of a dip around about the middle of the month before perhaps a recovery later on towards like the 18th and the 19th. We just recap on those temperatures, that if we did go back to that, there are probably one or two spikes that are, they're outliers at this stage, but they would be signifying some possibly quite significant warmth, possible heat, but a long way off. I think we have to just accept that it's going to be unsettled, certainly for the next week or so. However, next week temperatures could be climbing up somewhere closer to even a little bit above normal. I hope you've all found this forecast useful. If you're watching this on YouTube and you really do like the content that I provide, consider becoming a subscriber on Facebook to the Kent Premium Weather Channel. I provide a daily forecast that's split up. I give a lot of information, all of that sort of thing. So if it is your bag, then please do subscribe. £3.49 a month, cancel at any time. Thanks all so much for watching and your ongoing support. I bid you a fond farewell this afternoon. Ciao for now.